This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
In the frenzy and emotion of the last bit of content that we were making, was it Tony or Billy who were accused Kugler of creating a game that Ross didn't understand the last time?
It was me. It was gold or good, and nobody knew what the hell it meant.
Okay, but I think she knew how to play it. I think it was the rest of us that were confused, and it was a poor explanation. Kugler's got a new game for Ross that is going to be more difficult than that one. But Ross, I don't remember. You tell me, and thank you for joining us. You got the game last time. It was the rest of us that weren't very good at it, correct?
We went with the flow. We just took it as it came, you know, good as gold.
Yes, okay.
That means she doesn't know, Dan.
Yeah. No.
I wanted to talk to you about the basketball transactions of the moment. Can you tell me which one you found most interesting? All of the players are signing with the same teams, it seems like, minor transactions. I thought the statement afterward was weird, but what did you find most interesting about the last couple of days?
Well, I thought the draft was exciting, first of all. Shout out to Kaman Maluak out of South Sudan. Love that for African basketball players. I actually got to know him when I was in Dakar in Senegal with the NBA Africa and BAL, the basketball league they create out there. And this is part of the globalization of the game. The NBA has been heavily investing in Africa, and there's going to be a lot more than just one Joel Embiid or one Pascal Siakam. So that was exciting. I'm interested in the Mike Brown rumors as a head coach for the Knicks, perhaps. I got to know him really well in my time with the Warriors, and he's obviously a very accomplished coach. I heard Dawn Staley got an interview. I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, can we talk about that for a second? How would that go? What are your thoughts there? She would be immediately the most high-profile candidate they could possibly get to replace Tom Thibodeau. It would be the splashiest hire that you could possibly make.
It would win the headline or be a headline. I don't know. It depends on who's reading the headline. Dawn's highly respected. She's a winner. She's done it on the Olympic level, on the collegiate level. She's won as a pro player, but she is, I think the Knicks made a splashy move in moving Tom Thibodeau and moving Tibbs and not really having a great plan on what the next move would be.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I've been a fan of that team my entire life. I have a better headline though. LeBron player coach with the Knicks. How about that?
It's illegal against the CBA.
Wow. Now that's
not for LeBron.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we'll bring Bronny over as well. We'll make it a whole thing.
Bronny can coach, yes. Yeah.
Other than the part about it being illegal, though, Mike, I think it's a great idea for splashing.
Well, hold on a second.
What? 2 rings?
Wait. Whoa. What if the Knicks hire Bronny to be their head coach, not intending to play him, knowing that then LeBron is actually the coach?
That's what Ross was getting to.
Yeah.
It's chess, not checkers, guys.
I'd like to bounce around the league a little bit with you. Jaren Jackson Jr. for $240 million. Thoughts there?
You know what? That's the money and the going price for these players. Jaren Jackson, in some ways, hasn't been everything that we thought he was going to be, especially early in his career. But I also think the momentum in the past couple of years, when we look at Memphis, has been so staccato and up and down with disruptions from Ja Morant to moving coaches to just it's hard to see what a player actually has. So I think, and now with Desmond Bane gone, I feel like it's hard to get the best out of someone when there's so much tumultuous energy within an organization.
Can I get a ruling from you as an ambassador of sorts? Is Mike Ryan allowed to not like Angel Reese?
You are entitled to your opinion, full stop. But what's your reason?
Oh, this was positioned the wrong way. I personally have no problem with Angel Reese, but I'd like to dislike her if I actually had a problem with it. And it seems as though on social media and the fan base around WNBA, there's a very protective ecosystem around WNBA players. And I would make the argument that equality means hating Angel Reese just as much as I irrationally hate Terry Rozier, and people need to be okay with that.
Terry.
I actually think the freedom for fandom is really important as the WNBA grows, and it's okay. I think one of the things that's helped the WNBA grow is movement away from all the girls are the best in the world and the most positive and this and that. You've got different reasons you like different players. These are complex people, there's players that talk a lot of trash. There's players that flop. There's players that, are fashionistas. And I like that it's evoking an emotion out of you. Here's where I push back. When you're trying to make analysis on the quality of how good a player that she is based on those emotions and not actual facts.
Right, but I want to irrationally hate people the way that I irrationally hate Terry Rozier, which is like a bad example because, as we all know, Terry Rozier is garbage. But if there were other players...
No, we're not going to do that.
Excuse me. Let's head to arbitration. You prove that he's not garbage. You prove that he's not garbage. I like my hand. Either way, I hate Paul Pierce. Hall of Fame player. Champion. Hate him. Think he sucks. Just a bad guy. I want to be entitled to irrationally hate players, and it seems as though in the WNBA I'm not afforded that ability.
I think more than anyone, though, Angel Reese gets hated on based off of irrational logic, alternative facts, emotions. Just I don't like her type vibes.
Yeah, that's good. That's good shit right there. More of that. That's
more. She gets that more than any player in the W.
Yeah. All right. Equality. We did it.
I'm not sure that it comes from a healthy place, though. Like, what is it that you're just like?
That's what irrational is. Honestly, no one else is like saying, "What about Terry Rozier's feelings on the men's side?"
This is what sports fandom.
I want to hate people because they wear another uniform.
What?
Are you willing to say she's a talented player?
I mean, again, not the perfect case study because I don't really care one way or another when it comes to Angel Reese, but I would like that liberty. Not the New York liberty. I would just like the liberty to hate her irrationally, and it'd be okay with everybody.
Well, this is the part I'm not okay with. It's not just that she became the fastest player in league history to reach 150 rebounds, 50 assists in a single season, fastest player to score 500 points, 500 rebounds. It's using the words hate and garbage is where I'm stopping you. That's it. Just to stop. I mean, a note shy of hate and garbage.
All right. Well, same energy for Terry Rozier. Would you like to defend him with the same kind of fervor?
I don't think he's garbage.
Okay with
you don't? He was just investigated for fixing games, and he was proved to be innocent, which means he's just that bad. Yeah. He's making $26 million. Come on.
That is weird, right? Where your defense is like, no, I'm just not good at basketball.
Come on.
Like, and the judges say, confirmed he's bad at basketball.
What reason has he given you to not hate him?
Say you hate him. I don't.
These guys are nuts. I couldn't imagine passing up millions of dollars on contracts to fix games and blow a beautiful financial future for myself. Where is the common sense in the NBA with some of these players getting mixed up in this stuff? Allegedly, nothing has been proven yet.
Let's have a nice little betting scandal in the W, too.
Wow. Rozier has, it's actually been proven that Rozier was not fixing games. So there is, it's been disproven that
it's been proven that he's garbage.
Yeah, he's garbage player then. That was him.
The judge read that part, I think.
That was just him balling.
Mike versus Terry Rozier in the octagon.
Let's do it.
Found innocent of rigging games and guilty of garbage.
I know Roz is going to be on my side with this. I'm just saying that somebody who gets to the top of a professional sport, top 1% of the 1% while fighting people for money in the world at basketball, that person shouldn't be referred to as garbage. That's all.
But what if he's compared to all the other players in the league? I understand. I'm garbage at basketball compared to Terry Rozier.
Yeah. Right.
But Terry Rozier compared to your average NBA player.
I'll step up though, just to say, what Angel Reese is doing in the WNBA, specifically in rebounds, and also in the way she's been playing in the last five or six games now. She's not comparable to Terry Rozier. We're talking about a player who will rewrite history books, who is on a path to be one of the most historic and legendary players of her position. And she had a rough start this season, but to compare her to Terry Rozier is misleading. Yeah. And if you are going to have a rational and not fair analysis, I think you as an analyst can be judged upon that too. Are you okay with that, being judged upon that irrational and not true or fair analysis?
Totally. Yeah. I've done it for 20 years.
Well then cool.
Super cool with that. Also, again, I got no problem with Angel Reese, but now I think I do. So Angel Reese, we got beef now because I knew Dan was going to set me up for this bullshit.
To Terry Rozier. She is not comparable. You're talking about one of the historic potential second-year players who has the potential to be a legendary player in the entire game of women's basketball.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for this. Now I'm an anti-Angel Reese guy. When
Yeah.
all I said is I wanted the freedom to hate on Angel Reese, which now you
do
got.
have the freedom to hate.
It's
you do
on
have the
now.
freedom of
Mike,
fandom.
just say she's a talented player. That's all she's saying. Say
I don't want to anymore because now you've pushed me into irrationally
No,
hating her. You
but
back me into a corner, the claws come out. That's what happens.
But if you compliment her on the front end, saying she's one of the greats of all time, she's going to be one of the greats of all time, I just don't like her.
Well, if
You're
it
good.
were onboarded properly, I wouldn't have to do that. But now you back me into a corner.
One of the things. Hold on a second here.
Sounds like Dan did this to you.
Dan did.
Minor penalty, 2
Lashing
minutes,
out.
asshole.
Jeez.
Trying to help you.
Asshole, that who's being like
Wow.
irrational.
We're going to play this game with Roz in a second, but
Exciting.
the thing that's problematic here is that Angel Reese is being an avatar for whatever it is that people want to put on her. But what she is, though, is a bully. She's physically a bully, and not a whole lot of people can do anything about it. And so those don't tend to be liked very much across sports. Even Shaquille O'Neal
We liked Oakley.
being bigger and strong. Yeah, but we liked Oakley. Is there such a thing as somebody that is in the history of this sport? Has there been anybody who's played this physically to put up these numbers because she's being physically bullying?
Angel's tenacity on the glass has never been seen. And like she is just magnetic to the rebounds. But I also think too, like when she's caught in motion with the ball in her hand, she's done a nice job of assisting, finding her teammates lately. She's been a playmaking post lately. It's shown some growth. She's extended her range. She's taking more threes now. I mean, these are things you'd notice, you'd have to watch. And I think with Angel, so many people have very strong opinions and haven't maybe watched. I'm curious if Ryan, did he watch Angel Reese play this season? I'd love to know if he's watched
Ryan
the game.
hasn't.
He's
Yeah.
sulking
Ryan
in the
has
other
it.
room. Let's
Neither
play
is
this
Mike.
game. She's
Yeah.
got to get out of here. Watch, listen, and subscribe to Good Follow. She's doing a spectacular job on it. She's on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. The game is gold, silver, bronze, or did not podium, or did not podium. So
Wow.
it is wordy, but
Rolls right off the tongue.
Christ.
gold,
Roz or Nas?
silver, bronze,
Well,
or
hold on. Do you know how the game works, Roz? This is how it works. It's essentially blind ranking. So you're going to get a name, and then you have to say, is this person gold, silver, bronze, or not podium? But you're not going to know who's coming next.
And there are four. There are four in
Dangerous
each category,
game.
and you're
Yeah.
only going to pick three. Are you ready? So, I'm going to give you four in each category.
Well,
and
no. You read one at a time, and
Yeah.
then she says where that person
Right.
goes. Gold,
correct.
silver, bronze, or
Thank
not
you.
podium.
That's
Complicated
So
game.
start with that top name and let her rank
All
that
right.
name. There's only going to be
All right.
four.
Rank
Gold,
Right.
silver,
And
bronze.
there's music
Okay.
Not
for
podium.
the thinking.
Okay,
yeah.
give me the music.
Well, no, you have to
please.
say it first and then the music. Yeah.
Gold, silver, bronze,
Wait.
or did not podium.
You don't worry about the music, Roz. I got that.
Wait,
Hold on.
so there's only four categories that each
Yeah.
one can be one.
No, there's four
Oh.
slots. Yeah.
Yes,
Not
you
confusing.
don't know
Yeah.
what's coming.
Yeah.
You just have to say
Yeah,
gold,
exactly
silver, or
right.
bronze. And I'm telling you in advance, I'm going to give you four choices, and you're going to only be able to get
This is
three
great.
who medal.
Well, one's
Okay.
not going to podium.
There's only
exactly.
four answers. I only have four things
That's
I can
right.
say. I got
Right.
it.
Yeah.
And only
I can-
three
I can
slots.
Be
handle
careful.
that.
It's a dangerous
Yeah.
game.
Really
Yeah.
easy,
Lots
though.
only.
Really easy to
Give me the
understand.
music.
Okay,
Give me the
so-
music.
And at the end of that, you're going to spar with someone.
Kugler.
Unless they leave.
Okay,
Give
and
me
then
the
it's a
music.
fight to
She's
the end.
gotta
Got it.
go.
Okay.
She
Okay.
has
Yeah,
to go.
We're ready.
Not podium.
Play the
The
music.
music is after the choice. It's thinking music.
Right.
I'll just play it.
What's the prize?
No prizes.
Okay,
The prize is my laughter at the
prize.
Yeah. All right.
Gold.
Oh, Ryan's back.
Don't say gold or anything. Just give a name and let her put him on the podium. That's it.
She's got to go. Hello, Ryan. Welcome back.
Real shame.
Ryan, have you watched Angel Reese play a game this season, this WNBA season?
He's going to Chicago this weekend just to
Tell
see
the
her.
truth. Have you watched a WNBA game of Angel Reese this season?
Oh.
No. That's my.
Off the podium.
Yeah. I will happily admit that I don't watch the W. I do watch women's college basketball. I don't have the fan width to watch the W. Don't really like it. And in America, it's a safe space that I can finally say that.
Opinion. How can you have such a strong opinion? You've never watched her
That's
play.
not fair, Roz. That's what
Irrational.
sports radio is all about.
Irrational.
He wants the ability to hate her
Thank
for
you.
no reason, like he hates men for no reason.
Freedom to
Exactly.
hate.
Right.
Freedom to hate.
This is crazy.
It is. You are
Okay, let's play the game.
Yeah.
Let's play the game.
Roz has to go.
but she's absolutely.
Ryan did not podium. That's my first answer. Ryan did not podium.
Podium. All right.
He wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Nafisa Collier, gold, silver, or bronze?
We're not podium.
Gold.
Caitlin Clark,
Bronze.
Ooh.
Asia Wilson,
Silver.
Angel Reese.
I guess she didn't podium.
You don't like her either, you see?
What is that?
Apologize to Ryan.
Yes.
Apologize to Ryan.
This was a setup from the start.
It was.
It was a total setup.
It was a setup. You and I are aligned. You and me, both set up.
we framed her.
Okay, now can Ryan and I get in a boxing match at the end and fight to the death? Like,
That's
what is
not
going on
equality.
here?
Roz, thank
Equality
you.
there.
Good seeing you. Good follow. Follow, listen, and subscribe. Thank you. We appreciate your time.
Long live Angel Reese.
That is correct.
Man,
You just kept her off the podium.
I am truly a courageous voice in media. Nobody out there doing what I'm doing.
Glad we got to that game.
There is no one else saying WNBA. Nah, I'm good.
Stayed up all night for that game.
I've seen so many people consult ChatGPT on W takes. One thing I don't see ya.
Jeremy, you know something about me, right? You know when I'm grilling outside and it's summertime, you know how I supplement my summertime?
Of course I do.
I make it Miller time.
Of course.
That beautiful white can. Oh, when it's so hot outside, I just put it right to my forehead, right there. And I just roll it sometimes, right on the forehead, cool my body down, and then I crack it open, instant relief, and then that first sip, brother, does that first sip?
That is a top 5 sequence of events that you can possibly go through.
I'm just serenity now when I just imagine that first sip of Miller Lite.
Just thinking about it's making me happy.
Dude, the sun is out, it's nice, you have your friends showing up, you got your family there, you just had your first sip of Miller Lite, and you know what? You're happy, you're blissful, you're fulfilled. I've been stocking my cooler with Miller Lite for years, and for good reason. It's brewed for taste, only 96 calories and 3.2 grams of carbs. This year, Miller Lite turns 50. That is 5 decades of cookouts, laughs, and ice-cold moments that never miss. It's the original light beer, and it's still my go-to. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
This show is sponsored by Game Time, the official ticketing partner of the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz. And folks, let's be real. Buying tickets for concerts or games is usually a pain. You hop online early, you wait in some never-ending virtual queue, which I truly can't stand, and by the time you get through it, prices are sky high or tickets are gone. It's the worst. But that's why I use Game Time. Look, you guys know me. I'm a white guy who likes to project like he thinks he's smarter than other people, which means Vampire Weekend is one of my favorite bands. And when Vampire Weekend was coming to town just a couple of weeks ago, I was looking for tickets, and not only did I find amazing seats on Game Time, but I actually saved a ton of money. Game Time has last-minute deals that let you save up to 60% off for concerts, comedy, theater, sports, you name it. And soccer fans, how about you listen up? Game Time's offering 10% off exclusive zone deals for FIFA World Cup matchups. Big matches, great sections, and even better prices. You can see the view from your seat before you buy. Checkout takes just 2 taps. There are no surprise fees. What you see is what you pay for. So take the guesswork out of buying concert and show tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DAN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DAN for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Folks, nothing says summer like long days, clutch plays, and firing off a few bets on the game, all with DraftKings Sportsbook. Never bet baseball before? Hey, it's easy. Pick a guy to go yard, hammer some live odds mid-game, or just ride with your squad and hope for the best. No spreadsheets, just vibes and dingers. Here's something special for first-timers. New DraftKings customers. Bet $5 and get 150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code DAN. That's code DAN for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Dan Le Batard.
What do I got here? I got a Magnum condom. We won't get that out.
That's shocking.
Stugotz.
Here's a picture of Christopher when he was like 3 years old.
Right next to the condom.
Yeah.
As a subtle reminder.
Yeah.
Never forget.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
The all-time handles tier. I want to get to it because we promised it earlier, and I can't believe that we have a list that is in the Stugotz wheelhouse that has taken us 2 hours, 2 segments, just 2.5 hours to get to. Let's get to these tiers on all-time handles. When I say Greg Cody, this is a good one for you, Greg. Yeah. You doing okay?
Sure.
All-time handles. Do you know what we're talking about?
Well, handle has several definitions.
Right, but
sure.
do you know which one we're talking about?
No.
Cabinetry.
Nicknames, I assume you mean?
No,
Yeah.
a good guess. But we're talking about basketball handles, like
Okay.
somebody who is a maestro at dribbling.
Ability to dribble.
Who do you think of?
Everybody in the NBA. I mean,
Yeah.
who's not a good dribbler?
Manu Bol.
Okay,
Make sure to say Caitlin Clark.
Jaylen Brown, left-handed.
Why doesn't Greg come up with his top 5 nicknames while Stugotz does his top 5 handles?
Fine, that's fine. Greg, you do top 5 handles the way that you were going to do it, and then we're going to go to the all-time handles tiers list here from Fast Break Hoops. You've got Allen Iverson and Kyrie Irving on the top tier. That one sort of goes without saying, right? Kyrie Irving, I would say that universally people would put Kyrie Irving above Allen Iverson.
Yeah, he's number 1 as far as handles league-wide.
You're giving Allen Iverson more credit than I'm giving him by putting him on the same class as Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is the best dribbler I have ever seen, has the best ball control I have ever seen. But Steph Curry is pretty good with a basketball too, in terms of just handles.
I mean, I'm with Mike. The disrespect to Pistol Pete. Where
This
is he?
bullshit.
Yeah, Tier 3 is
This
seriously.
is bullshit. See, tier 3, there is one person there that did it with their hand over the ball. Okay, because when I went to Westwood Christian,
Tell 'em.
I was instructed by Pistol Pete himself via VHS.
Wow.
All right, and he told me how to play the game the right way. Everybody else carries.
Let me get to the rest of this, though. Jamal Crawford, there's the second tier, okay? And it's Isaiah Thomas, Steph Curry, and Jamal Crawford. Tony, you don't like that.
Zeke, I feel like we could push Zeke down a little bit.
Out of there.
I don't think a whole lot of people would object if I put Jason Williams where Zeke is, even though Zeke was a better basketball player by leaps and bounds. I don't think, like Jason, the third tier here of Chris Paul.
This is a mean tier right here.
Well,
I mean, James Harden carries like a son of a gun.
The third.
congratulations on being able to dribble.
Yeah, James Harden, get him out of there. Remove him entirely. But
Nope,
the rest of that is good.
The third tier is Jason Williams, Tim Hardaway, Pistol Pete, James Harden, and Chris Paul. It's a good tier.
It is. I feel like Hardaway should be tier 2, though. Maybe Jason Williams as well.
I'm
What?
shocked. With tier 4, I guess they're accounting for size.
Well, Steve Nash has to be in the top 3 tiers. How can tier
tier 4.
He wasn't super flashy with
tier
it,
4.
though. He just had a great handle.
But when Dan puts it that way, I mean, Steve Nash and Kevin Durant occupying the same tier. KD, I mean, you could swipe him easy. He's just too big.
You've got Marbury and Francis on that 4th tier.
I like it.
Stevie franchise.
All right, and they just don't want to disrespect the Kobe stands and Jordan stands with tier 5.
The thing that I notice on these top 4 tiers is because these people are of a similar size, how ridiculous it is that Kevin Durant at his size is in these 4 tiers when all of these people are small. Every last one of them has to. If you think of that sport as survival of the fittest, like a literal thing, survival of the fittest, the smaller people have to develop advantages that make up for their lack of size and handles. Everyone here is at least under 6'4". Everyone, I'm looking at this list. Look, is there anyone? Was Jamal Crawford 6'5"?
I don't think Kevin Durant's a better.
Jay Crossover is like 6'5".
Do you think Durant has better handles than LeBron? I don't.
LeBron's
have
not
that
anywhere.
move where
He's not on here. LeBron's not in any of the 5 tiers.
It's ridiculous to have to rant over LeBron in this discussion.
Is that Havlicek?
Hondo.
Is it? I can't see because it's kind of far away. But is it Havlicek?
There's got to be you gotta have your own tier if you dribbled with your hand over the ball. Everybody else is just carrying.
Yeah, bunch of travelers.
Yep. They're cheating.
Have you tried to play basketball the way that the modern day players do? It's much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Much easier. If you're allowed to put your hand over the ball, go over. It's way
easier game now. Yeah.
I love AI as much as any. I was a '90s kid. Love Allen Iverson. Carried a lot.
Is Magic not on there?
Imagine Magic not being on there.
I don't see him on there.
We can't be given aggregate sites like this, engagement bait sites like this, the time of day. Agreed. Every time I see Big Game Boomer, oh, really, Big Game Boomer? You went to San Jose State's tailgate, did ya? And it just gets circulated and gets 1 million likes. It's BS.
Can you please go over there and get the gearhead? I need to. Yes, Greg is struggling. He's coughing. He's sneezing. He's been running his nose. There have been tissues all over the floor here. Is everything okay? You seem a little bit tired. You seem a little out of sorts.
I'm a little under the weather.
Yeah.
I pressed the cough button, though, so I don't know that.
But are you okay?
Yeah.
Is everything okay?
Yeah. No, I'm fine.
Worried about you? I'm also a little worried about the timing of this bit. It's niche, to say the least, and I've already been positioned as a sexist just very recently.
I didn't position you that way.
Well, you fought for the ability to be a sexist.
That's my I guess.
Fought for the ability to hate.
And you won.
Well,
Congrats.
I
You're
didn't
sexist.
see. The thing is, I didn't see gender. To me, I'm the most forward-thinking gender equality guy that there is.
Mm-hmm. Really? Are you that the way that Greg is the opposite of prude? Like you're the most gender equality person there is.
I truly don't know what she was talking about. Like espousing the virtues of Angel's game. That's cool. I want to hate them. Yeah. Let me hate them.
Irrational.
I said it on the.
She missed the
jump.
point. Yeah.
I want to be able to hate somebody irrationally on social media. I want to be toxic. This is something that I'm afforded when it comes to men, but when it comes to women, it seems to be an issue.
Yes, and probably should continue to be an issue for as long as I don't think
America's
you should
got work to do.
Yeah,
you're perpetrating a separation, Dan. Is what you're doing.
Yes, you positioned me as a sexist when all I want is equality.
No, I did not. Exactly. I said I asked Ros if you had permission to hate Angel Reese. That's what I said. I didn't position you as.
And it was
sexist.
denied. But I don't actually hate Angel Reese. But now I do because of that segment.
You guys are setting this up all wrong. Mike just wants to be able to hate a woman for no reason at all.
Thank you.
As opposed to for being a woman.
I mean, look at that. I don't like
whatever
your
his
tone,
reason
dude.
is.
What are you
his
doing
reason,
there?
Not mine.
They're his reasons, Dano.
Exactly
I don't like
right.
your tone.
5 reasons.
I don't know. Brad Marchand is a. Do I just hate French Canadians now? That's my thing.
Jeez. I don't know. Is it?
I'm not.
Do you want it
crazy
to be
about
your?
Yes, I would. I like the option.
Can you hate Canadians, Dan, for no reason other than being French
Canadians?
Canadians?
I feel like the French are. I feel like that's the last place that everyone's allowed to hate. I thought the French. Yes.
Let me be a free thinker. Like half this country wake up one day, decide I am free to hate Canada finally. Thank God.
Nope. I believe that we're only there with France. I don't believe that we're there for. And it's just and with France also gets this. It's just look at you.
Mm-hmm.
It's your face.
Well, we get that too. Have you ever gone over there as a tourist?
Oh no.
They're
Well,
not
we
too
get
fun.
that all over the world.
Yeah.
Of course, but I'm saying that the French are the last place where I could be at a microphone and say some form of, don't like the French.
And everyone understands.
And everyone's like, that's still allowed today. We might get that.
We're with you, Dano. Yeah.
Sounds like America's sponsored by the haters. Am I right, Tony?
Attaboy. Finally.
There you go.
Long play coming, by the way.
So let me ask you guys a question. If the president gets his way and Canada becomes a 51st state, then are you just hating yourself?
No, because then we just count electoral votes and we realize he's just guaranteed liberal control of the country forever.
How do you feel about putting on that hat with that mustache, that Angel Reese take, and your general love of NASCAR and making it MAGA Mike Mondays?
Whoa!
Doing there.
What?
You said that hat. It was also confusing.
No.
Oh,
No?
he said no.
Jason, get to work on that.
Yeah, Jason just kind of does whatever he wants.
Imaging.
So.
No.
Yeah.
We're not.
Red Hat Mondays, it sounds like.
We're not doing that one.
Was Bob Cousy on the list?
Kyle Larson.
Is that Cousy?
Well, there was a white Celtic in there, but I couldn't see with my glasses. It was so far
It's
away.
too
I didn't
far,
know whether
yeah.
it was Hondo or Cousy. I didn't know who it was.
Probably not
There,
Dave
on the
Collins.
second tier, the fourth tier, I see he's next to Nash. I don't know who that fourth guy is either. Is that Kemba Walker? Who's that fourth guy?
Huh.
Oh, is that Dame?
That does look like Kemba. Is that Steve Francis?
Yeah,
Yes,
Stevie
Francis and
Franchise.
Marbury
Yeah.
are on the fourth tier with Durant.
Is that Rondo down there?
Yeah.
And no
Rondo,
Cousy?
John Wall. Yeah, that's Kemba.
Kemba making the fourth tier.
That's kind of.
KD better handles than Derrick Rose.
Again, stop giving this person.
That's
the time
Kemba
of day.
better handles than Michael Jordan and Kobe, and Dame and Derrick Rose.
Who's the white guy?
and Rondo?
Where the whites?
Steve Nash.
Cody,
He's Canadian.
Cody, we need your help here on who's the second Celtic. This is your age, right next to Steve Nash. This is your age. How do you not know who this is? This is absolutely your wheelhouse.
I believe that is a young Bob Cousy.
Yeah, I believe Greg
Yes.
is right. Yes.
A script for NASCAR? Yeah.
That's
Said that
Bob
in your
Cousy.
headphones.
I think Greg also has like a top 5
The Coos.
list of nicknames, right?
Yes, top
No.
5 handles from Greg Cody.
I only have one.
Okay, good
Oh,
work
good.
by you
That's
today.
good.
Oh, he's under the weather.
Excellent.
Oh, allergies,
Okay,
Dan.
So
COVID
one, so I
plus.
asked you to
Yeah.
prepare a top 5 list. You stared, you looked around, you didn't do anything, and then you said, "I've got one."
Yeah, well, I'm not
You know what?
feeling
Don't
well.
even want
The
it.
rare
Okay,
top
good.
one
Hold
list.
Hold on,
Don't
game
want
show
it.
music.
You're
Hold on,
never
I
going
got
to have it.
Okay.
I'm not even going to show you.
I mean,
Can I see
Gold,
it?
silver,
No.
bronze. Didn't make the
Why?
podium. Very long-winded answer. I
Oh,
spent all
boy.
night on this. Go ahead, Greg.
I like that game actually.
No, he said he didn't want it.
Formal
No,
appeal
gold,
on any.
silver, or bronze. Not you. I don't. I don't want your game.
Okay,
anymore.
fine.
I'm
It's a
saying it on
beautiful
the air.
handle.
So
I'm not
there's-
wondering now who the one was, though. It's going to eat
Nope,
us all
That
day.
is true.
Okay.
Want there to be record that I strongly oppose MAGA Mike Monday or any variation.
You want it on
of that.
Tuesday? or-
Yeah. No, preferably on Wednesdays.
Wow.
Let's make them on Wednesdays.
You can have Wednesday if you want.
Sweet. Yeah, let's talk. You want to talk some racing? You want to talk some left turns? We're mixing in some right turns this week in Chicago, but let's talk about the Atlanta race. I mean, it's essentially a super speedway. Incredible race. It was TNT's first race with their package, and it was incredible. Multiple big ones. DraftKings unveiled this in-season tournament that featured head-to-head matchups. It was a bracket challenge, and damn near all the lower seeds won because of the chaos that was on this track. But you had incredible racing, especially down the stretch. You had Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott teaming up to effectively make sure that Brad Keselowski would not win a race, and you had great thrills as two really popular drivers that have been waiting a long time for a win on the NASCAR circuit battle it out, and Chase Elliott wins his first race in 44 races. That is NASCAR's most popular driver in his hometown track. It was absolute scenes. But this week, I'm actually headed to Chicago. Second straight year I've done this for the 4th of July weekend.
Nice.
Going to the Chicago Street Race, which is incredible, down at Grand Park, side of Lollapalooza, and doing something really cool with DraftKings and Cuervo. They're teaming up for the Ultimate Street Race Party at Joy District, 112 West Hubbard Street, Saturday, July 5th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come through for drinks, racing, vibes, giveaways. Xfinity Series race is going on that day. Zach Brown Band concert is a part of all the festivities. This isn't your traditional NASCAR race because the infield is where they hold Lollapalooza. So you got concerts, activations, incredible opportunities to meet and greet with some of the circuit's greatest drivers. And for a street race, I really hope the weather holds up because this one has promise. The Xfinity Series race last year was one of the best street races I've ever seen, with Larson and Van Gisbergen doing battle. But for whatever reason, the Cup Series has just never had the benefit of good weather. If you have a sunny day in summertime shy, downtown, with all those buildings around it, it should be picturesque. And for a street course, really good racing. So I'm excited about that. And just whatever happens, we cannot have a repeat of last year where Alex Bowman somehow wins.
You mentioned Kyle Larson, though. What is the video setup that is required here for somebody throwing an F-bomb into the sky? What is the context that this video with Kyle Larson requires?
So Formula One fans got super excited because there was chaos in their most recent race, and they don't know chaos. Chaos is a NASCAR race, especially super speedway racing. So this will put you in Kyle Larson's car as a spotter is talking to him, helping him navigate the chaos that's in front of him. Kyle Larson, one of the few big-name drivers that didn't get caught up in this mess, and it was by expert-level driving and expert-level spotting. Here's the video.
half, back middle lane now. Tight, reckon in front of you. Reckon, hold it straight, watch 20. Check up, middle, watch 12, watch, check. Keep coming, up.
That's crazy.
Holy
Great job. Really good heads up.
Yeah.
It's absolute chaos. Let's throw up one more time just as B-roll. You don't need the sound there. But these cars are going, at this point, 170 miles per hour.
And everyone's fishtailing.
No one's in control of their car. Kyle Larson's had some really good moments this season and some tough luck this season. Somehow avoids this. This is the same spotter that went at Kyle last year when Denny Hamlin was kind of bullying him a little bit. And he's like, he pulls that move because you let him. And he got all sassy. And Kyle Larson was like, dude, shut the up. Seems like they made up.
Have you guys been scared like that? That's happened to me a couple of times in a fishtailing car. One time spinning on a highway.
When you're drafting on the highway, Dano?
It was not while drafting, but it was just, I did not know in Bristol, Connecticut how to drive in snow as a Miami guy. Wasn't aware that you got to use your brakes differently. So I just didn't know. Nobody taught me that. You got to have special tires. Have you guys ever been in a fishtailing car? It's horrifying.
Yeah. When it's raining down the Florida Turnpike. Not fun. Also, there was one time I was driving to Tallahassee for an FSU game. That's the only reason I'd ever be in that crap town. And I was driving an excursion, and I was going about 75 on the Panhandle, blew a tire, somehow saved everybody's life.
You are filled with hate today. No need for Tallahassee to
It's
take
a crap
that
town.
sideswipe. It's unnecessary. I wanted to talk to you guys about something. I mentioned this a couple of times. It was an Adam Schefter report talking to an NBA executive who said that whoever won the lottery in the NBA this year and got Cooper Flagg was literally winning a lottery that would be worth between $500 million and $1 billion to be able to get Cooper Flagg. And it's not just the potential of Cooper Flagg. I think what's unstated there, or is it unstated? You tell me if you hear a lot being talked about in this realm. It's white American Cooper Flagg being great at basketball. When who is the last great white American player? And
Larry Bird.
When I talk about this, I do want you to understand that for a few years now, I have been saying the language barrier makes it so that when Giannis crosses it charmingly, fighting through his second language to do so, he becomes an international superstar and beloved in this country. But it's been harder for the personality of Jokic to cross the language barrier, for Luka's personality to cross the language barrier. I'm not talking about guys who are great at basketball. They obviously are. I'm talking about foreigners who are great at basketball, which we identify as our game. And furthermore, the game has been fed for 50 years. On the starting point was the racial rivalry between Larry Bird and Magic. That's ground zero on where we went from tape delay to international stardom. And rest assured, the race was a big part of it. It's not just that they were great. It's that one of them was black and one of them was white. Cooper Flagg has a chance to be something bigger than what? Kevin Love? Who are the white Americans that we even go to in the last 20 years as foreigners keep coming over and Joel Embiid tries to reach you where he can over the language barrier and does.
It has to be Kevin Love or Alex Caruso.
I've got news for you. It's not just the whites. I've heard Bomani talk about this and why there were so many hopes and how Ja Morant moved the needle, because we're essentially in the middle of a new generation of basketball where the biggest, most elite stars in that sport aren't American. Even the reigning MVP is Canadian. He just signed for $285 million in extension today. Ja Morant, a lot of hopes were on him to be like the American hooper that gets people reinvigorated and replaces
like
the Durant.
Derrick Rose did once upon a time.
Yeah, and it just, with Ja, a lot of it's been his own doing, but there hasn't been like that new talisman as an American. Certainly when it comes to a white American basketball player in that league, we haven't seen it for quite some time, because as great as Kevin Love was, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He didn't capture the imagination the way that Caitlin Clark is. And I think you look at the Caitlin Clark phenomenon, yeah, she's an incredible hooper too, but part of it is, we can't ignore this, is she's an American white. It helps. And so if Cooper Flagg is as good as advertised, and they've been advertising him since he was 16 years old, this is going to be a big deal for the league.
And I'd add to that, though, beyond the race element, this is something that always, where phenomenons are, these catch in ways that are unusual, and it's unusual to say about a white American. But whether it is Jeremy Lin, Fernando Valenzuela, Dontrell Willis, whatever you think of as sports phenomenons that cross over where all of a sudden it's Good Morning America, Robin Roberts. What's this ethnic thing over here? The white American is that in basketball as a novelty. It's just like, wait a minute, what do you mean we're going to get something different than what Nick Collison gets when he runs on every court for the last 20 years, which is everyone shouting, shooter, even though he's not.
Largely role players now. It's true. I mean, the white American basketball player that is an elite all-star in that sport it's of a bygone era. And if Cooper Flagg strolls into the league, he's going to stroll into the league that hasn't seen it for 20 years.
You guys may not like this answer, but the person you're talking about is Tyler Hero, right? White
that is
American
the answer, Tony.
All-star.
Yes.
And it's like, has he taken the nation by storm? He's got a song with Jack Harlow that uses his name, but like even that doesn't breach like pop culture the way it does.
But remember, they made their deep runs with him injured. The rookie run that he put, was it 40 points in the bubble, an incredible performance there? Remember how outsized the reaction was for Tyler Hero. If he makes deeper runs, yes, he's an all-star right now, but he's a total afterthought in the league. Thanks a lot, Pat. Great first day of free agency, by the way. Like, he will certainly ascend, and he will become a big deal.
You're not wondering who that person on Greg's list is? It's killing me.
Can you tell us, Greg, please?
I need to know. I need to know. You'll never know.
No one will ever know. Literally. You never know. No, I can't now. My pride won't let me.
Pride of a lion.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
Is it Gary the Bag?
It is not.
That's a good one.
Might not even be a human being.
Really?
Yeah.
Now we need to.
Might not.
But it might be.
You'll never know.
Jeremy, you know something about me, right? You know when I'm grilling outside and it's summertime, you know how I supplement my summertime?
Of course I do.
I make it Miller time.
Of course.
That beautiful white can. Oh, when it's so hot outside, I just put it right to my forehead, right there. And I just roll it sometimes, right on the forehead, cool my body down, and then I crack it open, instant relief, and then that first sip, brother, does that first sip?
That is a top 5 sequence of events that you can possibly go through.
I'm just serenity now when I just imagine that first sip of Miller Lite.
Just thinking about it's making me happy.
Dude, the sun is out, it's nice, you have your friends showing up. You got your family there. You just had your first sip of Miller Lite. And you know what? You're happy. You're blissful. You're fulfilled. I've been stocking my cooler with Miller Lite for 4 years, and for good reason. It's brewed for taste. Only 96 calories and 3.2 grams of carbs. This year, Miller Lite turns 50. That is 5 decades of cookouts, laughs, and ice-cold moments that never miss. It's the original light beer, and it's still my go-to. Miller Lite. Great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.